you guys. So many individuals that have taken time out of your schedules to get here onto this particular communication. We also have a special guest speaker that will be presenting. And then we were fortunate enough to have a phenomenal special guest appearance from a doctor as well that will be joining us here on this broadcast. Well, I just want to say good day. My name is Sean, the Voice Robinson, and however, I am not your presenter here on to tonight. I would like to introduce to you guys Mr. Ramon Fulcher. This young man is no stranger to success. In fact, he has actually built and implemented programs and systems for companies that have generated well over $1 billion in gross revenue worldwide. This young man is also our Senior Vice President of Sales with GPS. At this time, I would like to see if none other than Mr. Ramon Fulcher. Have you made it here onto the call?
I am here. Can you hear me, Mr. Robinson?
I can hear you loud and clear. Take it away.
Well, thank you so much for all that you and your lovely family do for Global Prosperity Solutions as our development and communication specialists. But we're super excited tonight. We do have a very special guest that will be joining me here on this broadcast. But I want to welcome everyone that is listening in. Many people around the United States and some are sneaking in from an international platform to hear about what we believe to be a new era in business that is going to create the next global phenomenon, with, close to over 100+ years of experience combined from leadership, executive management, corporate management. We feel very blessed to know that we're going to do well over $10+ million in revenue in our first 12 months or less. And the significance that's going to create on many communities across the globe is going to light up the industry in the business world. And, myself and my wife, we're no stranger to some success. We've had some success in businesses for several years. In fact, we're really blessed to have been able to help so many people around the world get started in their own home-based business. But tonight is not about me. It's about showing you how to turn your social media into a cash machine. And how we're going to do that, it was communicated to me by the visionary himself, Mr. Jason Gill, of how to take social media and network marketing and infuse them together. You see, network marketing has created more millionaires than any other industry. In fact, when anyone is looking to create a very strong income stream, many choose network marketing. And the reason being is because there's no inventory, very little overhead, there's no employees, and literally you don't have to have a brick and mortar facility. And it's one of the easiest ways to create passive residual income. Now, social media has, come in here and really taken off. In fact, celebrities have taken full advantage of social media where they're utilizing their followers, their subscribers, and turning it into another passive residual income stream for themselves because companies want to reach the people that they have access to, and they're willing to pay them a royalty fee, if you would, for actually opening up their platforms to them. But many other people don't have access, to that type of followership or that type of following on social media. And here's where GPS is changing the game with a flagship product, a breakthrough product in the beverage industry, Exhort Premium. We're going to show you how to position yourself to where you can generate another strong income stream for yourself and your family. And unlike traditional network marketing, where it's pretty lopsided on the haves and have-nots, we're going to create a lot of significance by giving you access to a curriculum and show you how to take advantage of social media in a very unique way. You see, with over 2.78 billion users on social media, from Pinterest to LinkedIn to Instagram to Facebook, and close to 4 billion users on the internet, there's a huge market and there's a lot of potential. But how do you take advantage of it? Well, we have a curriculum that's going to show you how to turn your smartphone into a residual income stream with no employees, no inventory. You'll be able to work your own hours. You'll be able to retire when you want to, but you'll also be able to take advantage of the tax deductions that many of the wealthiest people that that operate in a capitalist structure are taking advantage of. So we were able to retain the services of Mari Smith. She's a world-renowned social media thought leader, and she's often referred to as the queen of Facebook. And she's one of our social media experts and trainers. And she's put together a curriculum that's going to teach you how to take advantage of the best practices and build a solid foundation, how to clearly define your ideal customer avatar so you're not spinning your wheels attempting to get customers, but you're targeting the right people. How to build your own personal brand. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make that are online is they're building another company's brand, but they're not building their own. And to create compelling content and a strategy behind that, how to amplify your reach both organically and through paid adverts, build a vibrant, engaging community, create Facebook ads that convert, using proven conversion techniques, and then duplicate yourself. Be able to train other people how to do some simple things over a continuous period of time that creates a win-win situation for all that are involved. But let's talk about tax deductions, and the many tax benefits there are from owning, a home-based business. In fact, did you know there's over 150 tax deductions that you get access to by starting a home-based business? I remember a young lady who didn't make six figures in network marketing, but she was able to take home another 5 figures just off the tax deductions alone from starting her home-based business. And she was so excited about that. I mean, imagine that. Imagine you getting, another $600 or, maybe more back on your taxes at the end of the year, because now you can write off some of the mileage that you use for business use. You can write off some of your cell phone expenses, your internet expenses, cost of meals, travel expenses. And we have a very sophisticated tax application, a mobile app that you'll be able to download. And all you'll have to do is take a picture of the receipts after you eat that meal, and it'll be uploaded right into the mobile app. And then at the end of the year, you can send all of that information to your CPA without you having to do the bookkeeping yourself or pay someone. And bookkeeping can get pretty expensive as you start to build your business. Our global master distributor, this lady has a lot of experience, and I'm super excited to be in business with her. In fact, it was when I was brought on board as the senior vice president of sales, my number one goal was to reach out to Miss Marianne Node. And it was for several reasons. First of all, she has over 17 years of experience as a leader, a top income earner, and an influencer in the business world and in network marketing. She's earned close to $10 million and has built an organization of over 100,000 distributors that have generated over $160 million in revenue in over 40 countries. But more importantly than that, she is a product expert, having spent years as a holistic healthcare practitioner operating and running her own practice. And in fact, she loves our products. You see, Exhort Premium, our flagship product, is a non-alcoholic beverage that provides the body with good nutrition, supports good liver function, and is the perfect complement to alcohol. But it's not just for people who consume alcohol. In fact, my 9-year-old son, he loves the energy that he gets, and he doesn't know this, but it's hydrating his body, because Exhort Premium actually naturally hydrates the body because it's all natural. And it's the perfect complement to people who are consuming those highly caffeinated, heavy artificially flavored energy drinks that we know now are causing heart disease over a short to long-term period. And we have it in a gel shot, which is conveniently packaged up so that you can put it in your purse, ladies, or men, you can put it in your sport coat or in your back pocket. But we are launching our own energy drink called Bonsai, which is all natural, no sugar added, and it's organically sweetened in 3 different flavors. And every Wednesday, in fact, right now, there is a product call that Miss Marianne Node is doing that she is explaining exactly the benefits of each of our products, as well as how you can build a very strong customer base from our products, which is true residual income, because she built one of the largest customer bases in the entire industry of direct sales. And so what better person than herself to teach and train you on how to do that? But let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever heard of Airbnb? Well, probably so. What about Uber and Lyft? Absolutely, I'm sure you have. But did you know 11 years ago, no one had ever heard of those companies? And in fact, in 2018, these three companies had a gross revenue of over $15 billion. But what's more exciting than that is they paid out over $8 billion to homeowners and drivers who participated in those opportunities. Well, by partnering with GPS as a social entrepreneur, you can turn your social media accounts and your followers into a passive residual income stream. But the challenge with residual income is it's very few people have ever experienced it. In fact, it's just very similar to having, recorded a hit song, and now you're earning a royalty every time that song is played, or owning intellectual property, or writing a best-selling book that now is turned into a movie, and now you're earning residual income, which is you've done something one time and you're paid over and over again. Well, with GPS, you can start earning passive residual income year after year after year. Interesting story about Red Bull, which was started around 2002. Two owners became billionaires. One became a billionaire by himself. The other decided to incorporate 10 of his family members, and now each one of them are worth $1 billion each. You see, here at Global Prosperity Solutions, we're willing to share the wealth with tens of thousands of independent entrepreneurs that partner now and in the future. How much of this fortune that Exor Premium will create do you want? Stake your claim now. Monster, 5-Hour Energy, Rockstar Energy Drink have generated billions of dollars and created a whole new category, the energy drink category. Well, Exor Premium is primed and positioned to take advantage of all of this growth, but more importantly, bring an all-natural beverage to the market. Very similar to what Honest Tea did in 1998 when they were fed up with all of the heavily sugared, overly caffeinated teas that were on the market that weren't natural at all. And so they decided to bring Honest Tea to the market, just like Jason and Juanetta Gill have decided to bring Exor Premium to the market to actually be a perfect complement to people who consume alcohol and people who consume energy drinks. Now, this strategic partnership has opened up a lot of doors. In fact, Mr. Kevin Harrington, one of the original sharks from Shark Tank, and the CEO and founder of As Seen on TV as a celebrity entrepreneur and a successful business expert, has launched over 500 products and businesses that have generated over $5 billion in sales worldwide. And I did a live webinar with him, and I asked him, why GPS and Exor Premium? And he said, Ramon, it was really simple. Exor Premium has sold over 50 million cans outside of the United States in over 15 years. Proof of concept had already been proven. Now we're going to bring it to the United States, and it's going to be a huge hit. He said, I had to be a part of this because I can see a winner from a mile away. And we're super excited to have Mr. Kevin Harrington as a strategic partner. But I'm also excited to talk about, us being socially responsible. That's so important in these days when so many fatalities have been, directly linked to the abuse of alcohol, or, domestic violence issues, or low workplace productivity. When you have a product that can help with those areas, I think it's important that Exor Premium, more importantly, GPS, now contributes some of the proceeds back to these nonprofit organizations. In fact, we're going to donate over 1% of the profits from all Exor product sales to nonprofit charities that align with our core values and business strategies. And that's going to be really significant. But I'm super excited to introduce a medical doctor. In fact, Dr. Rick Mynatt is a board certified urologist, having trained at Duke University Medical Center and having over 35 years of experience in the diagnosis and treatment of conditions affecting the male reproductive system, as well as the urinary tract of both males and females. And he is actually with us today, and you're going to get a chance to hear from him directly on why he joined GPS. Dr. Mynatt, are you there?
Yes, I am, Ramon. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Doctor, the platform is yours.
Okay, man. Hey, thanks for all that great information, and thanks for having me on this call and webinar. I'm really excited to be part of Global Prosperity Solutions and Absorb. So I heard you say the other day, why would a physician want to become a part of GPS?
Exactly.
Because I do have a great income from my day job as a urologist, and I'm lucky to have property in Belize and in Cabo, where Four Seasons is about to open. So why GPS? Guys, the reason I want to be a part of GPS and Absorb, and you may have heard me say this the other night on the phone call with Jason, but I want to help save lives. Yes, we can make money along the way, but the most important part is to bring awareness to alcohol and its dangerous effects if abused. So let me tell you why I want to save lives. I grew up in East Tennessee in the foothills of the Smoky Mountains, a little town called Townsend, Tennessee. We lived right on the Little River, so I would go right out my back door and go trout fishing anytime I wanted to. I was a fortunate kid along with my two brothers. Our dad was a urologist, so we were lucky enough to want for nothing. My mother gave up her education to raise the three boys, and I now know we ran her ragged as she had to drive us all over the place. All of us needed to be in different places at different times. Somehow she made it work. But once the three of us got out of high school, my mother went back to college and got her teaching degree and worked as a teacher and became mayor of our little town, Townsend. So when I finished high school, I went to University of Tennessee and took pre-med courses. Now my brother Steve did the same thing. And the way we paid our parents back for giving us everything was to make good grades. So while most of our friends joined fraternities and partied all week, we were in the library studying every night, trying to keep our grades up and get into medical school. Now, I'm not bragging, when I say this, but just to impress upon you how much I studied, I was selected to Phi Beta Kappa. So I was in the top of my class. I even got into medical school before I graduated UT, so you might call me a college dropout. Now, so it's medical school in Memphis, then 2 years of general surgery in Sacramento, Davis, then 4 years of urology at Duke. And then I went back to practice with my dad, and a year later, my brother joined me in practice. My older brother, Mike, was a urological technician, so it was a family affair. You might say we were into water sports. Now, our practice was growing, everything was going good, then suddenly everything turned upside down. In July 1989, my mother came into town and dropped by the office to see the boys. Mike and Steve were there, and I was at the hospital either operating or seeing patients, and Dad was off for the day. My mom spent a little time saying hi to Mike and Steve and the other people in the office, and she left to go across the street to get some peaches at a little local market. And both my brothers heard a terrible crash on the nearby highway, and Mike ran outside to see our mother's Jeep Cherokee in flames. He was unable to get to the vehicle. The man who hit her was a drunk driver. He'd been in jail for public drunkenness the night before and got out that morning, started drinking and driving. He never put his brakes on before running into the back of my mom's vehicle. So life was screwed up for a long time after that. God knows I still miss my mom. She was only 58. But one silver lining to the story, I heard later after the guy spent 6 months in jail that he got out and became a Christian. He's gone now too. And I know my mom would have freely given her life to help save his. My mom is in heaven and hopefully he is too. So now you know why I want to be part of GPS and Absorb. I want to try to prevent drunk driving to save lives. This can be done if Absorb becomes the last drink of the evening. We need to strive to get this into the hands of anybody that drinks, and we need to get it into every bar in the country. So guys, you won't hear me talking about the pay plan and how to make money. Jason and Marianne and Ramon can do that. I want to talk to you about saving lives, and I hope you'll join me. Thanks, everybody.
Wow. Thank you, Dr. Mynatt. I know that every person that is listening to this webinar felt your passion and your authenticity. And I'm sure, without a shadow of a doubt, we're all going to lock arms with you in that effort to, if we can save one life, I think that's one enough, but I think we'll save a whole lot more than that. So we certainly appreciate all that you're going to do, speaking at events and being at all the events, but more importantly, seeing your success as you build this business. Now, there's 8 ways that we get paid, ladies and gentlemen, from retail bonuses to our global bonus pool, which is paid out quarterly. But I'm going to emphasize, for the sake of time, I'm only going to emphasize 2. The first one is retail sales. And for the very first time in the history of network marketing that I'm aware of, there's a company that's going to allow you to go out and create retail corporate accounts. You see, most companies have the greatest products on the planet, but the moment that product is in a retail outlet, it's in competition with the distributors that are in the field. Well, because our product is going to help out so many people, we're going to encourage our social entrepreneurs to open and help close corporate accounts like restaurants and bars, like catering halls, like airlines. And for those of you that have access to the decision makers at sporting arenas, we see Exor Premium in sporting arenas where, many professional athletes are playing and a lot of spectators are watching, but there's a lot of alcohol being consumed, especially at college events. So imagine the possibilities. And the second part of the compensation plan that I'm going to emphasize is called the dual team. There's only 2 teams that we're building. And with about 1,000 social entrepreneurs that have joined since we launched May 29th in pre-launch phase, timing couldn't be better. You see, when you take a position, whether you're on the left or the right side, the very next person that comes in has to go underneath the last person who got started. So imagine you being able to join, and I can't guarantee you that people are going to fall underneath you, but there's nowhere else for them to go. They either have to go on the left or the right side. How you get paid is by introducing people and building a customer base. Anywhere from 10 to 23% of the lesser side of all the commissionable volume that's paid out, you're going to get paid on. I got a quick story to tell you about timing and positioning. I met Miss Marianne Note in a previous company that we were a part of, and she got in probably about 4 months before I did, but we were both founding members. And I introduced about 150 people over 7 years, and they introduced a few people, but because of timing and positioning, this dual team grew to over 200,000 people, many of which I had never met and didn't know, but they were paying me and my wife very handsomely, and they were getting paid as well. So imagine you getting in position now and, introducing a few people, and over time, this thing has a mind of its own because there's only 2 teams that we're building. Now, on July, which is next month, there's only 3 packages that you can choose from once you get started. Today, the only thing you can do is get back with the person that invited you. You can pay $59 to get your registration kit, and you'll get a position in the tree. And then come next month, you'll choose between the starter product pack for $250, the builder product pack for $500, or the elite builder product pack for $1,000. You choose. Now, everyone that I am personally coaching, and I'm helping out a lot of people, I just tell them, hey, choose the product pack that's associated with the business that you want to build. This is a business. And although you don't have any inventory, you do want to have product for samples and product to sell immediately. Because think about this. Imagine if you were opening up and you were the first to bring, glacier water, smart water to your area. Would you want to give away a few samples, or would you want to saturate that whole community and the surrounding areas with samples of the product so that now people now start to hear the name and they hear about it? And guess what? When they decide to purchase or join, they come through you. You see, I just have a mindset of the more you give away, the more will come back in sales. And so you choose a product pack that's associated with the business you want to build. You see, many businesses that have gone on to create major significance have grown through these 4 phases of growth: formulation, concentration, momentum, and stabilization. You see, a small company that became a household name by the name of Apple Computers had some major challenges back during the formulation days. That was around March 1st, 1980. In fact, their stock was struggling to break 50 cents a share. Yes, the company you know now to be the first trillion-dollar corporation was struggling to get past 40 cents a share in 2008. And in fact, a gentleman owned 10% of that company. His name is Ron Wayne. Felt as though he didn't believe in the vision that Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs had been sharing, for some time. And he decided to sell his 10% stake in the company for $800. He couldn't see that this company was going to make it through concentration and go on to create major significance. That same 10%, ladies and gentlemen, is now worth billions of dollars. In fact, Ron Wayne plays the penny stocks in Henderson, Nevada, and he says he doesn't regret the fact that he sold his shares, but that I may beg to differ. Now, only God knows what the future will bring for Exor Premium and GPS. We just believe it's going to create major significance, and we would encourage you to participate and join us as we're in the formulation phases of the next potential billion-dollar brand. Now, this webinar we're launching with Dr. Mynatt is going to go on for the next 3 days. We want you to invite your guests, invite people to this line, and allow us to do all the heavy lifting for you and present this information. And Dr. Mynatt, who is extremely busy because he is a practicing urologist, has carved out some time to be with us for the next 3 days. I would encourage you to take advantage of that. And then on Saturday morning at 10 a.m., all the people that have joined in the entire company, I want you to join me for a live webinar training where I'm going to explain to you and teach you how to build a 5-figure, 6-figure, and multiple 6-figure income from this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be with you this evening. I want to thank our special guest, Dr. Rick Mynatt, for sharing his story and, more importantly, for believing with us during our formulation phase. Why would a board-certified urologist who's extremely well off join us if it wasn't to create significance? We look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's webinar, and we look forward to helping each and every person take advantage of this opportunity. My name is Ramon Fulcher, your Senior Vice President of Sales. Good night, and God bless.